My mom was checking in with me. She's doing all right. She's doing well. So now we're back to what we were doing earlier, chatting. There we go. We're engaging in chat therapy. I got a different drink. Black cherry lemonade. Hopefully there's enough sweetener in here. Tastes all right. It tastes all right. All natural, all natural. I forgot to use my fart gun. This is take 2 or chapter 2, episode 2. I'm on a wobbly table wearing this orange hat because it's more cheerful than a black hat. Hi. How are you? Welcome to the Fart Fest. We're making noises. There we go. No interruptions. There we go. Now let's see how well we can do there now. So you've been liking my jokes? Not too many people leave comments on the jokes. They leave likes sometimes, but they do get a lot of views. I should get more views with all the YouTubers out there. There's so many YouTubers out there, and I wonder why I'm not a lot of views. Probably because I'm not well known yet. When I get more well known, I might get more views. Ice cream! Ice cream! I saw an ice cream truck, or I heard an ice cream truck that said, hello! It would play the music, like the chicken dance and all those songs. And every once in a while it would go, hello! Ice cream, hello! I haven't been to the park in a while. I was thinking of doing a stream from the park. Because the park, I have places where I can plug things in. So if my battery starts to run low, I can plug it in and let it charge. Or just carry both of my batteries. The battery power lasts for at least 2 hours. Somewhere around 2 hours. Tomorrow is Friday. It's Friday already in Australia. It's already Friday in Australia. Go figure. It's Thursday, almost 3:30. Almost 3:30. Almost 15:30 to those who use military time. I felt I was getting overloaded with sodium, so I put away my sodium-laden snacks, and now I just have liquid that I'm drinking right now, so I can keep hydrated. I do have a tendency to get dehydrated. I do tend to get dehydrated. So I think 2 more hours, it's almost 4 o'clock. It's almost 3:30. And around now, around this time, is when I start getting chatters, people who chat with me. That man plays a mean flute. When his nose isn't running, he plays a mean flute. Please, please chat with me. I feel so... How's it going, awkward jackal? I guess we were chatting earlier, weren't we? We were having snack time. For those who have snacks. Sounds like calliope music. Welcome to the circus. They say Anton Zandor LaVey played the calliope. I think that was one of the things he was known for. That was interesting. He was he was an interesting character, Anton. Remember Legend of Ron Burgundy? The very first one? When Ron Burgundy was playing the flute? That was a funny bit. Sounds like a guy walking on a tightrope. I guess it's called a woodwind instrument, even though wood is not involved. I need to get more cheery hats. A cheery style, light colored hat. There we go. A good way to start a show, I guess. Flutes and fart noises. Always keep your batteries charged. I wonder if anybody has ever watched The Pooter. This guy, I think his website is The Pooter. I mean his channel. He's a YouTuber that he was from where I'm from, California, and he would go to places where I've been, and he would use the pooter. It's this little thing you put in your hand and it makes fart noises. And he'd walk by people in Walmart. Sometimes in Old Sacramento, he'd walk around them and start making fart noises and film their reactions. Most of the time, people laughed at it. Other times, people get mad. Sometimes he would get hit just for making fart noises. He would make fart noises and then somebody would come up and hit him. Those people should be arrested on the spot. Just because you made fart noise, you shouldn't hit anybody. That shows an unstable demeanor. That proves that you're unstable in public. Because people are going to fart, as long as they don't fart on you. Matt and Trey used to fart on people, the creators of South Park. They would call it farting on celebrities. I'm going to have to do that just for old time's sake. Watch Matt and Trey do their thing. Walk up to people and fart on them. That's very rude, but very funny. Watching Team America World Police was a lot of fun. I have that DVD. I'm going to need to watch it again. I like that walk down memory lane. Watch movies that I've seen. Team America World Police. I had the soundtrack also. I would listen to the soundtrack in my car. America! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America. Freedom is the only way. Terrorist, your game is through. Now you have to answer to America. That show was all done with puppets. They said that was very hard to do. They don't want to make another movie like it because it's so difficult to do all that. And they used real cats. They used like these little black cats for the Panthers. Hans Blix. I like when Hans Blix was eaten by the sharks. Yeah, Hans Blix. Inevitably, things are inevitably going to change. They were talking about 9/11 times 1,000. It takes a special person to watch that movie. Their brand of humor is really, really crude. They have a crude sense of humor. They made another movie called Orgasmo. I remember Orgasmo. I think that was all the way in the 90s. I have the soundtrack or the theme song on my community page, the theme song to that movie. Am I it, man? You're a man. Now you're a man. What takes a man? Is it the woman in his arms? I'm being distracted by a bird. A little birdie landed. A lone bird. I wonder what animals do, man. They don't have 911 to call. They can't call the cops if something goes wrong. They don't have food stamps. In one of my shorts, there's a duck that kept me company. There was a little a white duck, kind of like the Affleck duck. I remember sitting at the park feeling really low, and this duck came over all by itself and sat with me. It just sat down like a few steps away. I wonder people are leaving. What's causing that? Why are they leaving? Sometimes they're still here. Sometimes it shows 0. I'm trying to answer the chats. I'm trying. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Oh, you're still here? Okay. I'm glad I didn't say anything bad. He's still here. I guess I'm becoming a radio personality. I've noticed that people say, "Well, I'm packing, or I'm cooking." Yesterday, somebody was cooking while they were listening to my stream. I made so many of these, maybe in the future when you're cooking or folding laundry or whatever, you could just pop in or activate one of these live streams. They won't be live at the time you're watching them, or at the time you're listening. It's so peaceful. Oh yeah? Yeah, I remember that. You were going to your mom's house. I think, yeah, you were saying you were on your way to your mom's house. And you had your brother in the car, I think? So cool. Old people, though slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. I remember that in Dumb and Dumber. When he was wearing that big cowboy hat. He went and bought one of those stupid foam rubber hats. Oh, you had no one with me. Okay, I must have confused you then. You had me with you. You had me with you when you were driving. I'm with you in the car. That was pretty funny. I like watching Dumb and Dumber. Old people, though slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. Pretty bird, pretty bird. They made a sequel to that. They made a sequel to Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey. I like when they make a sequel and they use the original characters. Sometimes they try to make a sequel and the original characters aren't in there. There was quite a few. What others? Some people, they try to do remakes and they don't have the original characters. I know they tried to do a sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I remember watching that. There was a documentary. I forget the name of the sequel. But I guess Tim Curry and Susan Sarandon, they didn't want to make a sequel. I don't think, they used all other characters. Brad and Janet were played by other people. They said it was one of the bigger flops. That's what you get when you try to make a sequel sometimes. What was it, Pacific Rim? I was talking about Pacific Rim, how they should not have made a sequel. They shouldn't have tried to make a sequel to the Rocky Horror Show. Wow. That call was from Jamaica. Jamaica has my phone number. I wonder how that happened. Again? Somebody tried to call me again from Jamaica? Sorry, this is not a good number. I don't know anybody in Jamaica. Hi, Casey Henderson. I remember you. You'd commented on one of my videos. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for joining. It's a family-friendly show. It's called Eddie's Funhouse. We have fart noises. We have bells. We talk about stuff. That's all we do all day long. We try to keep the show interesting. I made some of these shows last 2 hours. I think yesterday was 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Kind of like Gilligan's Island, you know? A 3 hour tour. I have to go, but I think I can kill still. Okay. I have to. Oh, I have to go to my job. Okay. Yep, people have real things to do. They have real life stuff. That's what somebody said. People have real life things to do. It's called adulting. I think slowly but surely, I'm still learning this adulting thing. Learning how to deal with stuff you have no control over. Trying to ignore the stuff you could do nothing about. Then I just get my jaw harp. It's a good way to meditate. Someone else is here. Who else is here? Besides you and I see 3 up there. We'll see what happens. I don't know either. IDK. Yeah, IDK. I don't know. Either way, you are safe and protected. Eh, hand sanitizer? Who's looking icky today? Who looks like they need hand sanitizer? Oh, you're aboard? That's okay. I'm here to fight boredom. Together we can overcome boredom. It looks like we have 3 people. 3 people should equal 3 likes. If they really enjoy the show, you can start popping your... Why do you always join the end of... Why do you always join at the end of your live streams? I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that question. Why do you join? Why do you always... Let me see. Let's see. There we go. Awkward Jackal, are you still here? I think he was. Somebody said they had to go to their job. Oh, why do I... Well, you're not at the end this time. You were at the beginning of this one. I had to stop another one. Yep. We still have the members of the party. There we go. I got some likes. Thank you so much. That was Awkward Jackal. Let's see how long we can do this for. It's almost 4 o'clock. I still have some battery power. Good job. Thank you. So you caught us just at the right time. Just the right time. We're only 25 minutes. N9. Oh, I pulled up my... Okay. I pulled up to my job. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining. So you know Awkward Jackal? Were you referred to him to me by Awkward Jackal? Some people refer people to my show. They give me a reference. For me, it's almost 3 o'clock. Cool. So you're like an hour behind. Yeah. Well, cool. We're only 26 minutes in. 26 minutes have come and gone. I think it's time to play harmonica. Let's see what I can play on the harmonica. I try to keep this entertaining. When I run out of stuff to say, I start playing instruments. I start to, you don't know. It's almost... Is that your favorite acronym? Some people have a favorite phrase they use. My brother's favorite phrase is assume good intent. Oh, 10 minutes till 3. Okay. I have 10 minutes till 4. You must be on the West Coast. You must be near California. Or kind of, you're sick. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll try to cheer you up. You're home from school? Because with the flu? Make sure you drink lots of orange juice. If you're not allergic to orange juice. That's what I always do. Lots of orange juice. And honey. Honey is really good for you. Just a couple of spoonfuls of honey. No, it's MH. MH? What's that? MHMH? That's a new one. I'm learning all these slang. I'm learning the slang. Yep. Pineapple juice. Yes. They say pineapple juice is good for your vision. If you get little floaters in your eyes, it's pineapple juice. Pineapple juice is pretty good. The Dole pineapple juice. I will fill your comments with the letter Y. Why would you do that? I'll be able to read your comments. Why? Why? Why is that? Why ask why? Because you're bored, right? You're sick and you're bored. Hopefully by this evening, you will feel much better. You'll get some Robitussin. Isn't that what's good for your, if you're ill, you get Robitussin? Or some Mucinex. Mucinex is sometimes prescribed by doctors if you have colds. Then you have to see if you have post-nasal drip or if you have congestion. You have to take a different medicine for each one. Whether or not you are congested or you have post-nasal drip. Post-nasal drip is really hard to deal with.
Bonus time.
Are you feeling better now? Sometimes all you need is some cheer when you're not feeling well. My goodness. You're going to leave? Okay. Well, thank you for telling me. Some people don't even tell me they're going to leave. I'm getting a call. Well, how many people are with me right now? Why are you? Why are you what? Let's communicate. It looks like there's one person. I have one person. I'm hanging on the very edge. I have 3 likes. Count them all. Count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 likes. And I have 3 more battery power points. So who is... What's going on here? I'm getting some hesitation. Here. I'm a leave. I'm a play Roblox as we talk. Okay. Roblox, what is that? Is that a video game? Roblox? See, there's a lot I don't know. So I try to ask. We'll see how long we can do this. We're 30 minutes in so far. What a way to spend the day. You have somebody who can probably cheer you up. I'm going to have to ask what Roblox is, if I read it right. Now we have two people. Hello. So we have two people today. How about that? It's beginning to be 4 o'clock. So usually around 4 o'clock I get some two. That's right. Never give up hope. We have a little yapper. There's a little yapper dog. Yap, yap. Little puppy dog. There's a lot of little dogs around here. 2 months ago. Wow. Has it been that long already? I think it was in August. I think July or August. Right now it's December. This year's almost over. I wonder how, it seems like just a few minutes ago I was at my brother's house. Last Christmas I was at my brother's house. And it was very cold. I remember that. What really sucks is when your pipes break. Yep. Arthur's friend was here earlier. I think it was Jackal, something like that. I wonder what's up with Arthur. I hope he's okay. Sometimes Arthur pops in. Arthur and Jackal are there. I was told they work in a movie theater. Or Awkward Jackal. That's what he goes by. Awkward Jackal. Arthur referred him to me. So I guess I'm like a doctor. I get references. People refer. So now we're down to one person. Sometimes two. Sometimes it's two. Trying to remember the name of that person that was with me earlier. See if I can bring it up again. Oh, Casey. There's somebody named Casey who was talking to me, and she was feeling ill. She said she had the flu. So I was trying to make her sick day a little more cheerful. So yeah. There. I know, you and Arthur, you're like the first two people. So now you got bragging rights. I remember when me and Arthur would chill with Ed when he first started. He was one of my original gangsters, original crew members. That's what we could call ourselves, crew members. It's actually a little quiet right now. I think school is letting out early today. It's Friday in Australia already. Here it's Thursday. Where Casey is, it's 3 o'clock. Here it's 4 o'clock. There it's probably 2 o'clock in Nevada. Nevada's really close to California. I remember taking road trips into Nevada. We had one of those VW buses. My aunt, we would get into her VW bus and we would go into Nevada to go to Circus. Oh, 1:45. Okay. Some people call in, they say it's 9 o'clock. Right around 4 o'clock. In the UK, it's 9 o'clock. Sometimes 10 o'clock. It's weird that we're all in different time zones. Hello. So we got somebody else joining. This is the second my second attempt at a live stream. I had to stop because my mother called just to let me know she was at Walmart. She took the dog with her. The dog is wearing a sweater. I made a short of it. Shaggy's our little Christmas dog. She always buys him sweaters. It's funny that people like to put dogs in sweaters. He's got a raincoat too, little Shaggy, whenever it rains. Yeah, there's a lot going on in Nevada. There's Las Vegas. There's a Reno 911. Zach Galifianakis was in a couple of episodes of Reno 911. Also Patton Oswalt. They would always put different comedians in there. I have the first episode. I think it's saved to my comedy playlist. Reno 911. I used to always watch those episodes. I've always wanted to go. New York, yeah. That's a good place to be during New Year's Eve. Because that's where they drop the big ball. It's up to you, New York. Have you ever seen Escape from New York? With Kurt Russell? A lot of movies have been filmed in New York. Superman the movie was filmed in New York. Or it had to do with New York. Ghostbusters. Quite a few. I always like watching, it was back when the Twin Towers still stood. If you ever watch Superman the movie, they show the Twin Towers. Also, if you watch The Toxic Avenger, I don't think a lot of people know about The Toxic Avenger. That was an independent movie. And they show the Twin Towers in that movie. That's how you can tell you've gone through time, when you notice changes like that. Then it was, in Superman 2, they showed Mount Rushmore. I remember that. When Zod and the two other villains were flying over Mount Rushmore, they changed Mount Rushmore to be them. I always like that when they do historic locations or places where I've been. Because I know The Walking Dead was filmed here in Georgia. Chloe Grace Moretz, the girl who played Hit Girl in Kick-Ass, she's from Georgia. I think Miley Cyrus is from Tennessee. Or Appalachia, that area. The Appalachian Mountains. They actually did a documentary about Appalachian people. They actually did. So who is present today? We have 2 people, 4 likes. And I'm wearing an orange hat. Because I got tired of wearing my black hat. And it's Thursday. We just have to power. How do you power through Friday? I always like the end of Friday, after the workday is over. And then I start getting that realization that, hey, it's 5 o'clock. I get to go home. I get to go home and wait for the weekend. Some people are already starting their weekend on Friday. Let me see if my power pack is working. I noticed I'm getting some hindrances. There we go. Now it looks like it's working. Friday. And a 3-day weekend. I always like that. When it's Friday, 5 o'clock, you're done working. You're in a restaurant or whatever, sitting at home eating your pizza. I always like, when I get a pizza, I like to eat it. I like to eat in or eat the pizza at the restaurant. Oh, cool. That's always nice, especially on the holidays, being with family and everybody is well. Your siblings. That's always nice. When all the siblings are, you haven't seen each other in a long time. I'm going to be seeing my brother. I think August was the last time I saw my brother. My father is 6'7". Wow. He's 5 inches taller than I am. See, people always say that I'm a big guy. Hello. Welcome. So we got, you're with your dogs watching a football soccer game. Cool. See, dogs are family too. Never forget. You stand 6'1". Okay. So we're in the same height, you know. Do people ask you to reach things at high heights? Could you get that jar out of the top cabinet for me? I was asking people who are shorter than I am, I was like asking them to reach something that's like at lower cabinets. Because I hate having to bend down, you know. Sometimes I have to get on my knees to reach a jar, you know, a jar that's on the lower shelf. You can help each other out, you know, have, no matter what height you are, you can always serve some kind of purpose. The tall people can like change the light bulbs. I remember in Vietnam they had the tunnel rats. They had these people who were small enough to fit into tunnels. Because the Vietnamese, the North Vietnamese, they would use tunnels. And yeah, it seems like 5 to 6 feet is the average height. It is, especially when there's chandeliers. I always talk about chandeliers. I've always bumped my head on chandeliers. Or hit ceiling fans. You know, like if I reach up, I could hit a ceiling fan. Sometimes I would be changing my shirt, and I would be putting my shirt on, and my fingers would hit the ceiling fan. Those ceiling fans are fast. Always. Yeah, short doors. I've always said that there's a blind spot. If you, like right about here, that's a blind spot. And if there's a branch there, you can't see above that. So you could get scalped by a branch if you're not careful. I've got 6 likes. Thank you. I've always hit that, you know, get tree branches. Because, yeah, it seems like right here is a blind spot. And you have more head. You have more head where you can't see. And it's like ceiling fans, chandeliers, and doorways. Sometimes doorways are a little short. Even ceilings, you know. Some people rebuild their kitchen according to their height. They call that a reasonable accommodations. If you can, some people can't reach the cabinets that are really high, so they have to lower the cabinets. Sometimes toilets have to be smaller also. Because somebody my height, you know, 6'2", it's hard to sit down on a short toilet. Get yourself a squatty potty. And also urinals. Urinals, they have different level urinals. They have the ones for the tall people and the ones for the shorter people. What I sometimes notice is when you go to a drive-in movie and they have those troughs, they have those huge, they look like troughs, you know, like for feeding or watering a horse. And you stand beside people and everybody's urinating at the same time. I remember that every time I was at a drive-in movie, they wouldn't have separate urinals. They'd have that trough. And then they would have a drain. And it would smell terrible. That's what I hated, man. You're watching the movie and you've had your large soda pop or your large pop, and then you got to go to the bathroom. All right, thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Say lately. Thank you. Come again. I like the people who say goodbye. They don't just disappear. So let's see. What can I do now? I'm talking possibly to two people. I hope my battery's not going dead. I keep jerk. Now we're down to two. I got 2 dots to go. So we'll see how long. We've almost been together for an hour. I think I need to move this closer. I notice if I'm too far away, my camera doesn't work as well. I wonder what's going on here. I'm starting to freeze a little bit. I don't like when that happens. Whenever it freezes, that means my battery power is going low. I know what I'll do. I think I have my backup. My backup to my backup. What's cool is I can do these at the same time. There we go. Now we'll see what happens. Now that I have a fresh battery. Yeah. There, maybe that'll work. We'll see how much longer we can go. Something's happening here. It'll speed up. Hopefully it'll speed up now. I got 7 likes. Thank you very much for the likes. That really makes me feel good that I'm doing something right here. There we go. I think we got enough battery power now. We've done this for 1 hour, almost an hour. We're coming up on 4 o'clock. 8 likes. Oh boy, it's like Christmas early. So how many people are with us today? We've got 1 person. It looks like 1 person. Somebody has said bye. So we got 4 people joining. 4 people at 4:15. I guess they're right on time. Now that I have my new battery pack, I'm glad I can charge these at the same time. These really come in handy, these little battery. It's called Nano Juice. I use Nano Juice. It's great as long as they're charged up. 4 people, 9 likes. This is great. I'm going to put this in my diary. Dear diary, I got 9 likes. I got 9 likes on the 21st of December. Cool. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's go take it to the top. Don't stop. So, shall we fart some more? Our cartoon farts. I always like it when there's fresh batteries. W, Jojo puts W. We have Jacob, we have Joe, we have, it faded away before I could see. Roll call. We got roll call, we got the bell. We're on the trolley that takes us to the neighborhood of make-believe. We're outside. I like being outside with all the fresh air, all the cheer. I like to cover the area with cheer. Someone was, that's right. So we've got Wow, we got a lot of people today. It's like having people over. Home for the holidays. It looks like it'll snow, but I don't think it will snow. It doesn't snow here very much. I think every 3 years, 3 to 4 years, it'll snow. But we're so far south, you see. We're close to the equator. You got to be way up north or at higher altitudes. I think we're at a high altitude, but not high enough to get snow all the time. Even if the high altitude, sometimes it doesn't snow. I noticed in Portola it didn't snow sometimes. 9 likes. How about that? I'm gonna have to ring the bell. Ring the bell each time I get more likes. So you're with me in nature. You're checking me out. You're checking out the nature. I can just reach up and pull down a branch, get that 3D effect. Here we go. It's springy. Look. Whee! I like being close to nature. We have a yapping dog in the background. Somebody needs to comfort that doggy. Some of the dogs here aren't on leashes, I've noticed. We always have our dog on a leash. That way it stops the dog from running places. I remember having a bird one time. It was a little cockatiel. He liked to chew on my necklace. I remember that. He would fly onto my shoulder, and then if ever I had a necklace on, he would start chewing on the necklace. Sometimes he would bite my neck at the same time. He was a little yellow cockatiel. I remember one guy at the mall, the Sunrise Mall. He would have a white cockatiel. It was a cockatoo. Cockatoos are a lot bigger, or a little bit bigger. And he would had the bird on his head or on his shoulder. And people would come up and take pictures. He was proud of that bird too. He was an older guy. He'd have like a ball cap on, and he'd have the bird on top of his head. What other weird pets have I seen? I remember one girl I hung out with, I think she had a tarantula, she had a snake, and a rat. And that was the ones I could remember. Some people have hamsters. I think one time I had some finches. My brother had some finches. I think I had a dog. Then later I got some cats. Cats always seem to make me relax, you know. Cats always love to lounge. I remember that saying, cats don't have owners, they have staff. And it's so true, you know. Cats let you pet them when they want to be petted. They come around you when they want to come around you. I like when a cat falls asleep in my lap. They do all that purring. I used to be, when I was a maintenance guy, I would go into people's apartments, and sometimes I would pet their cat. Their cat would come up to me. I've had some dogs bring me their toys. I always felt honored when that happened. I have like a dog, they have like their chew toy and they bring it to you. It's like, this is what I have. Or they trust you. Cats are cute. Especially when they're kittens. Kitty, kitty. They're usually so quiet, unless they want to go out. You know, when they want to go outside, they'll start going, meow, meow. And it's always late. They always want to go out. Sometimes tomcatting, that's what they call it, tomcatting. Your cat will disappear for a couple of days, then they'll finally come home. Cats always, some cats don't chase lasers. I think my cat might have not been uh, so interested in lasers. I remember having a laser pointer one time, and the cat would just look at me. Anything that moves fast, cats are always curious about. They always want to chase down something that moves fast or play with it, you know. Whatever, like the feather on the end of a stick. Pet shops always come up with a different toy for cats. I like the one with the ball. The cat pushes the ball through the ring. Some people dedicate their whole room to their cats. They have like a scratching post, and they have little cat walks. I think they have a hotel for cats too. If you're going away on a trip, you could leave your cat at the cat hotel. And they just pamper your cat. Some people will things to their animals. You know, like if they have a dog and they pass away, they leave a fortune to their cat or to their dog, or they will it to somebody. Sometimes they do that with parrots. Parrots have a long lifespan, so sometimes they'll will their parrot to their kids or, you know, a friend of theirs. I like how parrots and most birds, you put a sheet over their cage, and the sheet makes it to where they'll calm down. They calm down and go to sleep. They can be noisy too. I remember having that when I had that cockatiel. I had to clean the cage all the time. I'd come home for lunch break, and the cage would be dirty. That's a good way to recycle newspaper. Just have your newspaper ready. And then rabbits. Rabbits are even worse. Rabbits are like, wow, they poo a lot. Keeping them in their cage. They go to the bathroom all the time. Sometimes we take the rabbit out of the cage and let them hop around in the yard. It's always cute watching them nibble on things. They do that little thing with their nose. Bunny rabbits. Easter seems to be a time when a lot of people buy rabbits. They buy rabbits for their kids. And it's like the kids don't know how to take care of the rabbits. So is everyone having a great time? I notice people are leaving. Got like 2 people now. But I have my 9 likes. Is this show interesting at all? I wonder if it's interesting sometimes. Just sitting and listening to an old guy talk. Occasionally play his jaw harp. I'm looking forward. Doing good. Well, great. I have my loyal friends. So who is still with us right now? I see 3 people. That means there's probably 4. Who's in the hizzy? Who's in the his house? Do people even talk like that anymore? In the hizzy? I know gerflungus is a word that I was recently taught. Gerflungus and Riz. I was called the Rizzer of Oz, or the Rizzer. Jojo is still here. Inarish, I think that's how it's pronounced. Inarish is still here. I wonder if she's still here. She said she wasn't feeling very well. She said she was playing a box of some kind. I forgot even what that was anymore. I don't know why I can't retain. So Jacob is here. All right. Present and accounted for. So we're 1 hour and 6 minutes. I didn't have my clown mask on. Sometimes I think I need to put on my clown mask. I guess I daydream. This causes me to daydream when I play with my jaw harp. I could just stare off into space and make boingy noises and drink my lemonade. I'm going to drink some lemonade. I want some lemonade. So now it's like 5 people. Wow. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. This almost tastes like Gatorade. I wonder if they have Gatorade in Canada. I know that Gatorade was invented for the Georgia Gators. They called it Gatorade. And a lot of athletes use it to keep hydrated because they add electrolytes to it. And it's like, I was told by some doctors that water is the best thing to drink to keep you from being dehydrated. You don't really need electrolytes. You just drink water. Said, water is your friend. Are we having fun, everybody? Are we having fun? Krusty the Clown. Who remembers Krusty the Clown? Who's your favorite clown? Hi, kids. Is that close? Does that sound like Krusty? I wonder if Simpsons is even a thing anymore. I think they're still making Simpsons episodes. I know they're making South Park episodes. South Park started back in the 90s, and I think in the 80s was when the Simpsons started. Then there's Family Guy. And then there's King of the Hill. King of the Hill is my personal favorite. I always like to listen to Hank Hill. Brittany Murphy. Remember Brittany Murphy? She did the voice of Luann. That was interesting to know. Brittany Murphy. That'd be funny to invite her to my birthday party. Oh, yes, they are. At Universal Studios, they have the Simpsons ride. The one in, it was the one in L.A. They have Universal Studios in L.A. They had the Simpsons. It's like an indoor roller coaster. It's really cool. They play Simpsons episodes on screens as you go towards the ride. That's one thing I noticed is people from whatever country they're from, they all knew about the Simpsons. They were whatever country they were from, they would stop and watch the Simpsons. So it was kind of cool. It's the Simpsons that unite us. Because back in my day, it was the Looney Tunes. Yep. There was one guy who did all their voices, Paul Blanc. I keep talking about that. I was always fascinated with that guy. He did all the characters for the Warner Brothers. He did like Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn. I'll say. Pepe Le Pew. I wonder how many people remember Pepe Le Pew. He was like a French. He was a French skunk. Pepe Le Pew. None of the women could resist him. Pepe Le Pew. I think I talked about Tweety Bird. I did saw a putty tat. Then there was a Tasmanian devil. All he did was grunt and growl. He would spin like a cyclone. The Tasmanian devil. Then the Road Runner. I remember the Road Runner. Tom and Jerry was from a different maker. The Tom and Jerry Show. I think that's how they came up with the Itchy and Scratchy. Tom and Jerry was kind of, they were kind of rough on each other. And also the Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. Coyote was trying to always get the Roadrunner. I remember watching that every Saturday morning. Saturday morning was the only time you could watch cartoons. It was always a real treat to watch cartoons. And then after that, it was like any day. You could watch cartoons any time of day. Or any day of the week. But yeah, I remember that. Waiting until Saturday morning to watch cartoons. It was always the Warner Brothers. I think at Universal Studios you can see Daffy Duck and Porky Pig and all those. Then there was the Power Rangers. You Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Voltron. I remember Voltron. Then there was Ultraman. Ultraman was another one. He would always, the sun was what made him strong, just like Superman. He'd always have to, he was getting his butt whipped and then he had to fly to the sun to get powered up again. Then there was Spectreman. Spectreman was, a lot of those shows came from Japan. I would watch those shows. They would always have English dubbed over, because it was originally made in Japanese, and then they would have English voiceovers, I guess. Then there was the subtitles. I remember always having to read subtitles. What else could we talk about, kids? Could we talk about sandwiches? Last time we were talking about sandwiches. Earlier we were talking about our favorite snack. What was our favorite snack? We've been doing this for an hour and 14 minutes. What should we do? That's what I ask of the people. How can we be entertained? How can I keep you interested? We talk about the cartoons we used to watch. We used to do on the weekends. Little chickadees. We put emojis. 2 chicks. Is that how you rate this show? I'll give this show 2 chickens. 2 little chickies. Chickies are so cute. Baby chickens. Baby chickens. Tell us about yourself. Let's see. What do you want to know? Let's see. I always like going to the zoo. That's what I like to do. Go to the zoo and go to fireworks displays. I like to go to museums. Museums of fine art. That's what I used to do when I went to the California State Fair. They would have all these art exhibits. Childhood memories. What do I remember? I always remember making kites, making and flying kites. That was always fun. Always getting sticks and making them into crosses, and then lining the cross with a string, and then taking newspaper, sometimes newspaper in plastic, and making my own kites. Learning how long to make the tail, you know, and also making slingshots. That was fun. Slingshots were always fun to play with. Or buying them. Sometimes even better to buy slingshots. We would take inner tubes. We'd take bicycle inner tubes and cut them into strips. And then go cut trees. Branches off of trees that were Y-shaped. Oh yeah. We always got inventive. And then throwing stars. I always liked making throwing stars. We were doing that for a long time. We'd take a sheet of metal and take tin snips and draw stars on it and cut out the stars. And boomerangs. I always liked making boomerangs. Learning the aerodynamics of a boomerang so it would come back. It was cool watching them when you throw them. All it is an L-shaped stick or an L-shaped piece of wood. We take boards and saw them into the shape of a boomerang. And then use some sandpaper to make like an airplane wing. And then you have the lift. You have to sand the bottom. So when you throw it, it would ride the wind and it would come back to you. The Road Warrior. I remember watching The Road Warrior, that Mel Gibson movie. Or he was in the movie. I don't know if it was a Mel Gibson movie. This kid comes out and he throws a boomerang, and it made that whistling sound. It was like and it would come back. And then crossbows. That inspired me quite a bit to watch The Road Warrior. All their post-apocalyptic weapons. That one guy had a crossbow on his wrist. He used it to kill a rabbit. Greetings from Humongous, ruler of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. Humongous was the guy who had a mask on. You know, he was a real buff guy. He would always talk like this. Humongous. And he had hardly any hair. I guess because of the radiation. He was a radioactive leader. That was a pretty cool mask he had, too. It looked like a ski mask. It was made of metal. And it covered his, I guess, his mutated face. Then they had, crossbows. Hunting knives and all that. They had that fortress, you know. They were using a bus as the door to the fortress. That was pretty cool. And then they were trying to transport some gasoline. And it turned out it was just a decoy. The tanker was just full of sand. And it was just to draw all the bad guys. Because I don't want to spoil the movie, but it was a pretty good movie. The Road Warrior. What other movies did I remember watching? The Goonies. One of my teachers, her name was Miss Tansy, and her husband was working on the set of The Goonies. They're called the Best Boys. E. What does E mean? E? Oh, you're somebody who's joining? I recognize another icon, or what do they call those? Those profile symbols or logos. I'll call them logos. Everyone has their own logo. Logo is a Greek word from logos, means to create. See, you learned something new here. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse, where I talk about my childhood. Talk about making boomerangs, all the pets I've had, all the weird stuff we used to do. We used to, oh, they had Nickelodeon's facts. What kind of facts? Just the facts? It's starting to get cold out here. We got people riding by on their moped. It's almost 5 o'clock. It's going to be dinner time soon. I better get ready for dinner. It's almost 5 o'clock. I got to call my mom and see if she's all right. She went out. Let me see. I have my thermometer here. Let me see what my thermometer says. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah. It looks like 10 degrees Celsius. 41 degrees. 40 degrees is kind of cold. It's not like shivering, it's cold. You start to notice it on your nose and ears. And then I got my whistle. That's what I wanted to be for Halloween. 1:44 p.m. Wow. That's not very late. That's like in the afternoon, right after lunch. For Halloween, I wanted to be a whistleblower. I could just carry a whistle. What are you going to be for Halloween? I'm a whistleblower. That's kind of loud. I remember parades, they would have a guy blowing a whistle. Or sometimes for PE, physical education, coach would always have a whistle to let us know when it's time to put away our basketballs. I remember one time we had archery for PE. That was the funnest time. We'd go outside and we'd get our bows and arrows and start shooting our bows and arrows. That's fun. I heard in England, in Britain, in England, every Sunday, I think it was every Sunday, you had to be practicing with your bow and arrow. Back in medieval times, or the Renaissance, I think in medieval times, every English citizen had to be practicing with their longbow on Sunday. That sounds like a lot of fun. Just stand out there and see how much better you can get at archery. I think the French had crossbows. They say that the longbow is better because it's quicker to load. It's faster to shoot arrows with the longbow. Because a crossbow, it takes longer to load the crossbow. But once you load that crossbow, it's very dangerous. I think I was talking about that in another live stream. One of my other streams, I was talking about how the Pope of the time, I forget which Pope it was, he deemed the crossbow a work of the devil. He banned the crossbow because it was such a lethal killing weapon. But yeah, it's like that's where the middle finger came. I heard the middle finger. What they would do when they would catch a French person, they would cut off their middle finger so they couldn't fire their crossbows. And then the French, to show that they had not been captured, they would show their middle finger, And now the middle finger means something else. It's a foul finger. And that's what the French did. They would go like this to show that they still had their middle finger, It's amazing how things change over time. The meaning of things. Like the word turd, I think it means turtle head. Because when people had to go to the bathroom, they say I have a turtle head, or a turtle head poking out. So that's why fun facts. We're talking about fun facts. Now you're educated. You'll know about the middle finger. You know where they got the word turd from. That's what Fat Bastard said. He goes, I have a turtle head poking out. I think that's where that came from. Because it's spelled T-U-R-D, as in turtle. So anyway, enough about that. So, any last words? It's almost 5 o'clock here. I'm going to have to start getting dinner ready. Finding out where my mom is. She went out to return some headphones. Because the headphones, they're not as high quality as she thought they were. Or she's saying they were too small, that's why. She had to go back to the store to return some headphones. And I haven't seen her yet, so I'm going to call her and ask her if she's okay. So, thank you all for chilling with me. And we'll do this again tomorrow. It's Friday. We'll celebrate Friday. Unless you're in Australia. Australia is already Friday. So, I guess we'll say our goodbyes. I'll put away my bell and my fart gun. And say goodbye to you all. And have a great night. Sleep tight. And all that stuff. So we'll hit the button, I guess. I'll keep my finger out of the way. See ya! I'm looking forward to more comments. Yeah. I'll keep coming with the jokes. There we go. Hit the button again. Come on. There.